Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. As always, your host Papatello, bringing you coverage and news and all that good stuff from above that I try to do every other day. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty nice day today. The kid kind of wants to even go outside again. I've been on a record lately of touching grass, so to say. I know the comments like to say I don't, but the boy does, alright? I be going out, alright? Me and Mamatello, we've been going out a lot lately, so it's been nice, you know? Hitting up a little different restaurants, spending a little money, which I shouldn't, okay? Been splurging a little bit on the Paladin Springs as usual. I'm not splurging on shit besides getting my packs of springs. You know the deal. Much love to you. Oh, yes. Tastes like it was on sale for $4.99 for 3 packs. Good deal, by the way. In this economy, we're packed. However, settle down, don't get shot in Minecraft. You two throw out there what I saw what you did there with the Dasani trying to poison me last week. You're on high alert, but much love to him. However, guys, we have a lot of things to discuss, and I'm really excited to talk about these things today because I want to get, like, you know, your points of view on, you know, certain topics. And, you know, obviously we like to keep it like a family-friendly, you know, camping type vibe where we sit around the campfire and all have a genuine discussion. So everybody gather in, bring your entourages, your games, don't smoke, settle down, save that for another video. YouTube family-friendly, don't pack me. However, in Season 5, Phase 5, or Season Discovery Phase 5, if I could speak correctly, the fucking teleprompter not telling me the right thing, comes September 26th this month, right? And I'm genuinely curious on how many people are actually excited for Phase 5. Like, I need to know your comments below. Like, let me know if you're excited, tell me why you're excited. If you're not excited, tell me why you're not excited about Phase 5. I want to know this so I can get, like, a good list of people within the comments to see, okay, people are genuinely really looking forward to this and people are genuinely not. So this way, maybe I'll even make a post on Twitter about it if I find some actual good, like, educated discussion in the comments below why you're excited. Not just because, oh, it's trash. No, I want to know actual reasoning. If you guys can give me some genuine reasoning, maybe I'll make a post about it on Twitter, and who knows, maybe something will happen from it. But overall, though, I personally am looking forward to Phase 5. I'm not going to say, like, I'm super stoked and, like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest time ever. I'm looking forward to it. I do think I am probably excited about the Tier 2 stuff as a Paladin, right? Because, like, you know, obviously it's one of the most iconic pieces of, you know, sets to get within World of Warcraft. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun, genuine time. I think there's a lot of things that Phase 5 has to offer in terms of, like, the new set system where you can mix and match your sets. I think that's going to affect both PvE and PvP on how people do their gearing now. I'm also looking forward to, like, obviously the trials in BWL. I want to, you know, do the challenging mode, but I also want to do, like, you know, the regular laid back mode when, like, you know, people just want to chill in the guild or whatever. And ZG, I don't really care about ZG too much personally. This is just my point of view. I never really cared about ZG. Besides getting, like, the big 2-hand sword from the raid, you know, as an arms warrior back in the day. That's all I really cared about doing. But I didn't really care too much about, really anything within Zul'Gurub. It was never really one of my favorite raids. It was more of a pushover raid to me. So I think they're treating it the same when it comes to Season of Discovery. Unfortunately, they are, but obviously we know why, because they're putting all this work into their other dungeons, right? And that's what I'm really excited about, is the dungeons, to see how really, like, well made they are, how in-depth and how big they are. They actually feel like, you know, real dungeons, and it's going to be, you know, in a really engaging experience, so to say. So that's what I'm more curious more than anything. But besides that, and obviously the PvP, like, I want to really, like, take PvP in Phase 5, like, definitely, I'm not saying more serious, but I just want to approach it where I'm really heavily PvPing in Phase 5, you know, getting the streams going. By the way, selfish plug, hello JTello, Twitch TV, by the way, if you're not following, what's up with you? I'll send you 18 packs of Paladin Springs if you do it. Maybe not, settle down, you will get packed. So, I had to trim the video out real quick because it seems like, fun fact, one of the themes that I use in the background of my videos are actually being copyrighted. So, we had to cut this out, so don't mind the transition. However, though, as we were discussing World of Warcraft news, Wowhead has confirmed that the Fireland Embers and the, you know, Emerald Chips, those bag vendors are going to be confirmed within World of Warcraft. So we know this is 100%. This has been, you know, talked about in Reddit posts, Discords, and now it's official in the Wowhead posts as well. Now, I am really excited that this gives an opportunity for people to find different avenues to grind these materials that maybe were hard for them to get for certain, you know, crafted recipes that they needed these mats for, etc., right? And I do think it's cool that, you know, you give like basically at this point 3 different avenues of people to grind via all these methods, right? Whether it's the Undermined Reels, the Fireland Embers for the new vendor, or the Emerald Warden chips. My only concern, like I mentioned in my last video, is that I think that as much as you give this as a route to real people, you know, legitimately wanting to do this, even if they have to do nightmare incursions again, which obviously we know that sounds horrible, right? But people are going to do it. You're also giving a route to bots, right? And we talked about this in my last video. There was a big discussion about it. And I'll only talk about it briefly here, but I just do think that, you know, at the end of Phase 5, when we get to see what really impacted Phase 5, whether it was the economy, whether it was either a healthy or unbalanced PvP state, whether it was just, you know, a boredom of just like doing the raids over and over again, or people actually really enjoyed doing the raids over and over again, you know, there's going to be tons of conversations that happen at the end of the phase, correct? And I think one of the conversations are going to be whether this affected the economy and either made, you know, Season of Discovery good and a lot of people enjoyed it, or this really hurt Season of Discovery and they realized that bots abused this, you know, mechanic that Blizzard has put within, you know, Azeroth, and now it gave them a new avenue to basically exploit the hell out of all these different resources and ruin the economy for everybody. So that's basically what I was talking about on the original clip, how to cut it out. So sorry for the, you know, immersion ruining experience. Don't think I'm trying to pack you up. YouTube's trying to pack me up. I'm not about to start sharing the revenue. They're trying to send me to the sewers. Settle down and get packed up, YouTube. Much love to you, but don't pack me up. I need you. Lock it in. That's about it. Enjoy the rest of the video. As far as the PvP damage reduction increase within patch 1.15.4, I am really excited that they mentioned PvP within Phase 5, because me as a player, I was worried that there was going to be no love, no support for anything going on the PvP end, and I was really concerned. Now, I am kind of bummed out that we don't get to see a new battleground. I wish there was, like, you know, something else announced for PvPers. I'm assuming they're just going to make us stay within the BRM event still, which I know maybe some PvPers might be bummed out about that, and I get that. But at least they mentioned some stuff for PvP. So they said here that the PvP damage reduction, players now take 30% reduced physical damage from other players, and pets was 20%, and 40% reduced magic damage from other players, and pets was 20%. So it's about a 10% ratio, pretty much, from physical damage to, you know, magic damage, right? Because obviously, you know, range damage does scale a little bit more higher than physical damage. That's just how the way it works. So they're trying to basically find the perfect median of where range damage and physical damage can meet to a, like, I guess, a fair point. But because obviously, you know, players, you know, have the ability, especially in Season of Discovery, to burst so fast, like well over 6k to 8k damage, depending on their class, right? And it's big burst, you know. And obviously within, you know, this next phase, that damage is going to scale probably even higher above that. So we're getting to like scary levels of like how much damage players can do in PvE alone. Imagine that within PvP, right? So overall, though, I'm looking forward to see what, you know, PvP is going to be like. But there is a list of class changes I will put on the screen here for you guys to see. There's many changes coming from, you know, the druids and hunters. We have changes for, you know, even the mages and paladins as priests as well. We also have changes for the rogues and shamans and warlocks. And finally, the last changes for the warriors as well. There is some item changes here too, down on the screen that you can check out for yourself. If you're interested, I will leave the link to the article for all the changes here on Wowhead for you guys to check out. I'm really excited to see everything, you know, play out once we get into Phase 5. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. As far as, you know, even like the PvP gear, you know, that's something that I really want to get my hands on personally, so I can start testing things out. There's a lot of interesting changes. I think the one changes that I do want to go over with you guys, though, real quick, is the Paladin changes, because obviously this is, like, you know, my class. This is the class I play, so I will go over these individual changes right here, and we'll discuss this. So it seems like with the Paladin, without the 6-piece tier 1 set bonus, you can no longer double judge. So double judge right now is a way for paladins, for those who don't know, where basically you can double judge your seals into like basically one macro, and you can get severe burst damage from it. So I've seen people do macros where, like, you know, they'll do like Avenge and Wrath, with aura mastery, and then they'll double judge their macro, so they'll have a seal up prior to hitting the macro, and then you hit the macro, wait for that little delay, like that 0.4, like it's a really quick window, and then you do it again, you hit the macro again, and you basically hit a big nuke of, like, you know, judgment on a player twice, right? And it is a very strong ability to basically do right now with the tier 1 set, because the tier 1 set is really strong. And you can even see, like, even on logs, paladins are freaking nuking within Molten Core when it comes to this tier 1 set. And it's also like the lazy's man seal twisting as well, because basically your seals are both active like for 6 seconds, and they have the cutoff time before you can do another seal again, or if you judge them, right? But overall, though, it's a really strong set, and I see why people want to continue using this set come, you know, BWL content as well. The other thing is, judging while 2 seals are active during the brief window when swapping seals will now always cause the lower duration seal to be judged, instead of randomly consuming one of the 2 seals. So it's a quality of life update on the seal counters, pretty much. As far as the Limerick and Wrath, changed to only gain stacks when Holy Shock deals damage, no longer stacks from healing. The Limerick and Wrath damage per stack changed from 20% was 30, so it took a little bit of a nerf. And the Limerick Avengement was just basically renamed to Limerick Avenging, which doesn't matter. Ada's Amulet has the Paladin-specific flag added to it to indicate it's only obtainable by Paladin, so it's Paladin exclusive. The proc chance on Truth Bearer, both the main hand and one-handed versions, both have been increased, so an increase of proc rating. Chromagus, Death Talon Worm Guards, and Death Talon Overseats will now always take full damage from holy damage, so it seems like they weren't scaling with holy damage. Tier 2 damage Paladin 4-piece set bonus has been changed to reduce cooldown on judgment by 5 seconds, but originally it was resetting the cooldown judgment whenever you judge a different seal than your previous one. So this is basically just a flat out, we're reducing the cooldown on judgment by 5 seconds. So pretty interesting. And tier 2 Holy Paladin 2-piece critical strike chance of Holy Shock reduced to 5% was 20. I am happy Holy Shock and Shockadins in general, and forgive me for my Shockadin paladins out there, but you guys know it and I know it. And let's be real here. Let's put it out on the table since it's right here to talk about. Holy Shockadin was looking really busted. We'll get to that in a second. There's more Shockadin stuff, but it was looking really scary, right? So, for the Infusion of Light, the rune has now reduced the remaining cooldown of Holy Shock by 3 seconds on a critical strike. Originally, it was resetting Holy Shock completely. And then the Libram All had an issue when it was not correctly reducing the damage of Holy Shock by 75%. In order to prevent it from being incorrectly being an additive bonus, Libram All now reduces all holy damage dealt by 75% while equipped, making this a pure healing Libram as intended. So it seems like Holy Shocks, or Shockadins overall, did take a bit of a hit, for sure. I still think you guys will be strong when it comes to getting, you know, the bonuses from Zul'Gurub, right? I know a lot of Shockadins are looking at those, you know, that 3-set bonus piece from ZG. But overall, though, you have to admit, Shockadin was looking very scary in terms of just PvP overall. The ability to be in a bubble, like imagine this, I was talking with Arcavium about this too, being in a bubble while, you know, casting Holy Shock, casting Exorcism, getting your Holy Shock immediately back on reset and cooldown. You're totally immune in your bubble, and you're just blasting somebody for Holy Shots and Exos over and over and over again. It's very scary. That's not something that I think is, you know, really something that they should lean forward with the Paladin, where the Paladin is just an abusive, like, instant reset, you know, caster class. That's not what it's about. I do think Shockadin is a cool concept, don't get me wrong, but not at that level of scales of damage as it was doing. And if it would have went that way, they never did any of these nerfs and went into the next phase with that, Shockadin probably would have been one of the best PvP classes to run, to be honest with you, in terms of all the Paladins. Not all the classes, I'm talking about any Paladin spec, in terms of Prot, Ret, Reckoning, etc. Shockadin probably would have been one of the best ones because of how fast and abusive you can use Holy Shock over and over and over and over again. I'm kind of happy that they took a hit to it. Overall, though, we'll see how it plays out come the time within, you know, phase 5, when you get all the gear and see how good Shockadin is then after these changes within the notes. So that's a little bit of the Paladin information that I have for you guys right now. I do plan on, and I want to say this right now, I do plan on making a Paladin PvE guide here soon. Probably even talking a little bit more about PvP stuff for, like, you know, Deep Ret, maybe Ret Reckoning, and go over that, you know, once I, you know, get the chance. I'm going to do some stuff and, you know, do some class combinations of, you know, not class combinations, but like gear combinations with my class and see what works out stat-wise and, you know, go from there. So I'll come out with an updated Paladin guide, so to say, eventually down the line. So give me some time and I'm going to work with that. But besides that, in the final notes that we have here today, it seems like, and this is not even SOD related, this is just World of Warcraft related overall, Warcraft logs reported 11 million Ulduar characters in China's Wrath of the Lich King Classic. 11 million players are playing that right now. So you guys have to realize over there that in China, you know, when it got banned over there, they didn't have the opportunity to even experience this. So this is their first legit time experiencing Wrath of the Lich King. Like, can you imagine that? Like, do you guys remember where you were at that age playing Wrath of the Lich King? Tell me where you were in the comments below as well. You know, I'm curious, where were you guys when Wrath of the Lich King came out? And how much fun was that experience for you when Wrath first dropped, you know? I know for me, like, I didn't have the opportunity to experience Wrath. My first time experiencing Wrath was during the Classic era of 2019, going to TBC and Wrath. That was my first time experience, because I didn't have the opportunity when I was as a kid. I was playing other games, and I was a console guy, right? But for China, this is a big deal. So let me know your thoughts, you know, below. I'm very curious about that. But I'm really happy for the fact that they get to experience such a, you know, for them, an amazing expansion. And they have over 11 million players. It's more players playing on Wrath than SOD and the War Within on top of that. From the sources of what Kira is saying over here on the log here, on the post. But I'm just amazed. Honestly, I will say this right now. I guess we'll leave this as a side note and let, you know, close in a little bit. Let's get a little bit comfortable. Let's talk a little bit of serious note, right? I think right now, it's just a good time to be a WoW player. I can't even lie. I can't even hate on it. You have your, you know, you have your retail, you have Classic Era, you have Season of Discovery, you have people now in China making it boom over there, becoming like, you know, an insane phenomenon for them, right? Having the experience of playing that version of World of Warcraft for the very first time. It's a really, really fun experience. And even players that are doing private servers and stuff like that, right? Shout out to them, right? I'm not gonna, you know, knock that. You know, obviously I know private servers and Blizzard have, like, you know, a thing against each other for a long time, but, you know, shout out to all players that are enjoying any version of World of Warcraft. I think it's a real fun time for everybody to have, you know, just good moments, you know, gaining memories from this and, you know, just enjoying themselves. And that's all I want to really comment on that and, you know, leave it at that note. But besides that, much love to you. Thank you guys for always coming to the videos and, you know, enjoying the content and, you know, making me laugh in the comment section, all the funny comments, and, you know, just seeing everybody saying lock it in and much love to you. I see a lot of my slogans being used a lot lately, so you better settle down, all right? Copyright infringement, god damn it! Settle down! Much love to you. As always, I'll catch you on the next one. Keep on keeping on, shine on, all that good stuff. Much love. I'll see y'all. Get out of here! Make sure you have your baby Advil tablet when you want to make sure you're not gaining a headache because you lost all your pieces in BWL for the first 3 weeks and you're about to flip out and you might uninstall and unsub from the game. Agrid, you better fix this, damn it.